represent everyone's you and I verse. We got the full moon at Sag, the sun going into Gemini. Keep in mind Jupiter in Gemini. Let's rock out, you dig?
Represent, son. Represent, son. Represent, one. Represent, son. It's not where you from.
It's where you at. Represent, son.
It's not where you from.
It's where you at. They don't really care about us.
Check it, brother, checking out the APC and not the motherfucker fucking up. What's the KO?
Stop the violence. Stop the violence.
Stop
The crying.
But
We all just trapped in the matrix, just zeros and ones.
didn't know where to run. This act like it's fun, huh?
Pain on the mic. See it in your eyes.
See it in your eyes. Rap, represent. Rap, represent. Check. Don't fuck with this check. Another one, check. Independence, what we rapping. Rap, represent. Death to the ego, go, so that's what I rap. That's what I rap. Oh wait, shy yo, I don't pack no heaters. Got AKs, millimeters. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. You can never break me. You can never break me.
They don't really care about
you
us.
and me. Do you care about
You and me.
Maybe
You and me.
they don't really care about us. Rap, represent. Rap, represent. They don't really care about us. Represent.
And that's Represent on the newest joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to release this new album. Got Recreation in Progress. I'm saying you could break it down to three little letters if you really think about it and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So the rap game, I'm saying, kind of like Nas said, rap is dead. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is dead. I'm about to resurrect it. You feel me? Because I'm about to recreate it in progress. But yeah, getting back to the title of the video, the full moon is in Sag right now, right? We got a full moon, I mean to say, and it's in Sagittarius. We got the sun going into Gemini, you know what I'm saying? And this year, keep in mind that all the, within every single season, we have the full moons kicking off every single season and things like that. So keep in mind, the Taurus season, we had the full moon kicking it off. Now we got the full moon kicking off Gemini season, finishing up that Taurus new moon that we had, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So keep in mind, this is all about fully satisfied or fully unsatisfied, you know what I'm saying? So full satisfaction or full unsatisfaction is another way to put it, based on morality and the ideology of oneself. The morality being Sagittarius and travel and knowledge and wisdom and experience, that's Sagittarius energy. And the sun being in Gemini is ideology, thoughts, thinking, mercurial things, being able to communicate and things like that. And keep in mind, before we get into the houses and things like that, I'm going to break down the alignments, right? So keep in mind, we got the moon squaring Saturn, right? Because the moon is in Sagittarius, and we got Saturn being in Pisces, right? So it's a square with that aspect. So we're going to be learning at this point in time, based on this full accumulation, have we restricted things properly? Have Have we built on the proper things and things like that? Are we satisfied with what we built? And then also, with that being said, we also have the moon squaring Neptune. So we have the moon, our emotions, we're learning how to uh, get with our knowledge, pardon me, yeah, the knowledge, wisdom, and experience is Pisces energy, but it's also Neptunian, so it's dreams, illusions, and nightmares about our knowledge, wisdom, and experience, and things like that. So Pisces is the yin energy of Jupiter, and keep that in mind. So Neptune, being the ruler of Pisces, you know what I'm saying, it's on that cusp right now because we got 29 degrees. So towards the end of this moon in Sagittarius, we're going to experience that square to Neptune at 29 degrees. And Saturn is in an earlier degree, so it's solely in Pisces. So keep in mind, like I said, we're going to have the moon squaring Saturn and Neptune. So it's going to be a learning process between our restriction and also our dreams, illusions, and nightmares. And how we see ourselves in the future aspect. That's what that dream aspect is all about. So keep in mind also we have the Lilith in Virgo. So we have the moon square and Lilith as well. So at this point in time, we're learning how to get more comfortable and under comprehend our darkest moment. So essentially, we're learning how to get with embarrassment and be okay with being embarrassed and things like that, and people looking at us in a certain light that we actually didn't expect, like a darker light than we actually wanted to produce. So keep in mind, our knowledge, wisdom, and experience right now is going to be a learning process based on our darkest moment and our routine and pattern, and maybe our way of going about health at this point in time, and the way we go about our a day to day. You know what I'm saying? That's the routine I mean to say. And also keep in mind we have the moon trining all this Aries energy. So we have Mars in Aries, we have the North Node in Aries, and we also have Chiron in Aries. So all three of these things are a trine, so creating an opportunity. So we're creating an opportunity to be comfortable with our expression of our intention, our purpose being the North Node, and Chiron being our wounded healer. So we're going to keep on going for our passions and things like that at this point in time. So do you want to be knowledge and wisdom, utilize knowledge and wisdom and be wise about how you go about this passion, how you go about this external passion and bringing things to the forefront, and make sure it's not anger and be more extroverted, so to speak, because Mars is the external Aries is the external Mars, and Scorpio is the internal Mars, and things like that. We also going to have moon sextile and Pluto based on Pluto being into Aquarius. So we're going to have seeing the opportunity to transform oneself and transform our associations. So we're going to be feeling comfortable transforming our associations at this point in time. So the full moon being that full accumulation, are we satisfied with what we transform based on Pluto? Are we satisfied with the opportunity that we're creating with our intentions being Mars? Are we satisfied with our purpose that we're creating with the North Node? Are we satisfied with the aspect that we've obviously been hurt at, but we're still building and still working on, I'm saying, based on the Chiron energy? And that's what the full moon is all about, seeing the full accumulation and seeing if you're satisfied or unsatisfied in that area of life. With all this being said, the title says, we're either going to be fully satisfied or unsatisfied in our morality and ideology. So at this point in time, either you're more ideological and you don't actually have morality about how you go about things, and you only think about the logic and you don't actually feel internally, you don't go about your internal compass and things like that, or you're all about the morality. You might be, for example, a religious individual that only for example, not to just attack religious people, but like to say you only attach to the faith aspect of things. You don't actually have a logical aspect about going about things and things like that. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to go with the houses now. We're going to get into the houses. So we're going to go starting with Sagittarius based on the moon being a Sagittarius. So the Sagittarius is having the first house in Sag, right? So it's all about the personality or the personal life or the individuality at this point in time. So either you're going to be fully satisfied with your personal life, or you're unsatisfied with your personal life, or your first impression to people and things like that. So that first house is also the first impression that you give off and things like that. So keep in mind, in your area of life, of your personal life, if you're not giving off the good first impression at this point in time, the way to rectify things is throughout this next 2 weeks of shedding whatever you have accumulated at this point in time to actually have a better accumulation in your personal life and things like that. And that's what the full moon is based on, essentially, to actually expose that aspect that you want to shed and get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So that way, whenever the next new moon comes along, you're able to actually accumulate what you want to have in your area of life and in that space and things like that. So we're having this full accumulation in Sagittarius to then open the door to see what is opposing to the actual sun and the spotlight and things like that. So then to in turn shed that and things like that. And that's what's going on this year and things like that. This year is all about shedding whatever is unnecessary to actually get towards whatever you project towards. I'm saying, and your projection, things like that. So yeah, moving forward, the Scorpio rising is having the second house in Sagittarius, so it's all about the values of a person, place, thing, or idea. So keep in mind the full moon, you might want to over accumulate and things like that. So, for example, Sagittarius may want to overcompensate for their personal life, and now they want to have this new personal image. But no, at this point in time, you've accumulated that image. Now just take this next 2 weeks to shed that image that you've accumulated if you want to change it and things like that. But if you're satisfied, then just kick back and relax and things like that. So based on, like I say, the Scorpio rising now is having the second house in Sagittarius. So it's all about the values, like I said, the person, place, thing, or idea. So essentially at this point in time, either you're satisfied with the people you're around, you're satisfied with the things that you have, you're satisfied with the ideas that you accumulate. And person, place, yeah, I think I listed everything. Person, place, thing, idea. Yeah. I'm saying, so essentially the spaces that you visit, do you value these at this point in time? Are you satisfied with what you value and things like that? So essentially, if you're unsatisfied, then you need to find a new thing to value, a new way to accumulate the money and things like that, in a better, more harmonious space and things of that aspect. I don't know what you're talking about. I know Sigma. You know what I'm saying? I know Greek. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Greeks stole from the original astrology. You know what I'm saying? They just be copying the sun. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. They just another transit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, moving forward. Yeah, Libra rising is having the third house in Sagittarius, so it's a sextile at this point in time. So being able to see the opportunity in their environment to have this full accumulation. So essentially, the Libra is seeing the opportunity of the actual fuel accumulation in their environment and things like that. Yeah, I don't know what this individual talking about, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, get right in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Get on the topic, you know what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat what house you got Sagittarius in and things like that. And we can expound on things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be aware of your energies and you can be aware of your own and things. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what the title is all about. The astrology is all about getting oneself right, so that way you can comprehend how one plays out in actual life. You can, you know what I'm saying, do things for your own self. You said you praying to do you pray into something? Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You can do that somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we don't pray. I'm saying, if anything, you know what I'm saying, I'm the predator, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, mother suckers, you know what I'm saying? Mother suckers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't no prey, you know what I'm saying? I'm the predator, you feel me? But yeah, um, like I said, getting back to the topic, you know what I'm saying? Libra rising is having the sextile, so it's able to see the opportunity in the environment at this point in time for their full accumulation. So essentially, the conversations that you're having, your immediate spaces that you're in, and things like that. With the Libra rising, at this point in time, you're either trying to relate to people that have this morality and things like that. So essentially, are your conversations ideological, or are they all about your own morality and things like that? So it's either you're finding the balance in the environment or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just a human. I'm talking about you the alpha. You know what I'm saying? It's another human concept. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even in the spirit realm like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the trolls be trolling on astrologers' pages. Like, y'all weird. You know what I'm saying? Y'all weird. Straight up. But yeah, moving forward. The Libra rising, like I say, you either want to rectify your environment, things like that, or keep to oneself at this point in time to actually rectify the environment, things like that you're accumulating, things like that. So essentially, seeing the opportunity to conversate about the things about morality and the experiences that one has accumulated, or you're on the unsatisfied aspect. You know what I'm saying? What's going down? What's going down? Inspector Greatest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got trolls in the chat. I don't really need no moderator, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know who is who, you know what I'm saying? Spirits be expressing themselves and making the ass of themselves, and that's on them, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go ahead and make an ass to yourself in the chat, that's on you. But yeah, people be whack, you know what I'm saying? You're right. It just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show how many reprobates we got in this experience and this realm of reality that we in. You know what I'm saying? I want to view the message. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they got to say. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we got enough going on. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's just another individual. You know what I'm saying? Giving me views and giving me watch time. So like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get his little buddies over here and give me more watch time, you know what I'm saying? Um, you say your brain is rotten. You say you can't think properly. You say your brain is rotten. Okay. Yeah, word. That's why you would troll. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch this individual. I'm saying if you want to get right, you know what I'm saying, you can place your house aspect, and I can tell you why you unsatisfied and why you trolling and things like that. You know what I'm saying? We can get you right, but hey, you know what I'm saying, that's on you. So yeah, aside from the sideshow, you know what I'm saying, we got a first row seat to a special show. You know what I'm saying, things like that. But yeah, moving forward, you got the Virgo in the fourth house. You know what I'm saying? Virgo having Sagittarius in the fourth house, so it's a square. It's a learning process for the Virgo at this point in time. Maybe this individual got a Virgo rising, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. Maybe they worried about their own things like that. They can't even put things properly in the right space. And every time they get home, you know what I'm saying, everything's out of place and things like that. And that's why they got a troll now. You know what I'm saying? Because they go home and they got to get their frustration out. You know what I'm saying? This is their way of getting their heart out and things like that. It's trolling, you know what I'm saying? Because everything's out of place, you know what I'm saying? Their heart's out of place and their heart's in the wrong space and things like that. So for the Virgo rising, if you are unsatisfied space at this point in time, you might want to rectify your heart, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, and get more close to what is actually your heart's desire and things of that nature. So, uh, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Air filter, yeah. People be waiting for everybody to go live and things like that 'cause they ain't got no life, you know what I'm saying? So like to actually experience their real life, they gotta go on somebody else live to experience life in general and things like that. So it's like it'd be funny to me, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the way I look at things is like whenever somebody being demonic, it show me what not to do. So essentially, whenever I'm on somebody else live video, these people that make it ask themselves, they show me what not to do. You know what I'm saying? And how to not be on the how to be on the wrong side of somebody. You know what I'm saying, things like that. So it's like you automatically on somebody bad side trolling and things like that. You're not benefiting nothing when you could actually learn something. You know what I'm saying, things like that. But hey, you know what I'm saying. You wanna end up being a worm in the next life. That's not you, homie. But yeah, they're not distracted nothing because I got a template and things like that. So essentially, they just like, you know what I'm saying, getting more viewers from whatever they got going on and things like that, and whatever algorithm that they accumulate, and they pretty much bring their little troll buddies, and essentially they, you know what I'm saying, they hop in the low live, you know what I'm saying, they think they're doing something, but like they essentially just, you know what I'm saying, I'm feeding, you know what I'm saying, my spirit eating, you know what I'm saying, the physical realm it may look like one thing, but at the end of the day, the spirit realm, you know what I'm saying, shoot, they ain't winning nothing. But yeah, getting back to the point, the Virgo rising, saying you have the fourth house in Sagittarius. At this point in time, you want to get closer to the heart and things like that if you're unsatisfied. But if you are satisfied, essentially, whatever's in your heart and whatever's in your private life, you're able to actually bring that to the forefront. That's actually a morality, an experience that you experience and things like that. So, for example, you may be in the home, you may be saying grace before you eat and things like that. And that might be the way that you have the morality about life and things of that nature. Or maybe even from that kind of aspect, you're more of like, okay, I have a morality about how I eat. I got a certain way of etiquette and things like that, of operating in the home and things like that, and things of that nature. So it may also be in the home learning to be a bit more faith-based and things of that nature, be less ideological. So I'm saying, so you might be finding that balance in the fourth house. So it's a learning process for the Virgo at this point in time. So keep in mind that you may be learning what to actually be satisfied in the home, or maybe learning what you're actually unsatisfied with in the home and things like that, and learning what to shed and things of that nature. So keep in mind the full moon doesn't have to actually be that boom, you know what I'm saying, like that everything hit the fan, and boom, right when the full moon happens, everything goes array, so to speak. It's more like it reveals in that house, that area of life or that house of what to rectify and things like that. So keep that in mind. It's just like I want to keep everybody in mind from the lowest octave to the highest octave. You know what I'm saying? So that way I can meet everybody on their level, and that way they can, you know what I'm saying, get their own 1-2 right and things of that nature. But yeah, getting back to the template and things like that. The Leo rising is having a trine, so it's creating an opportunity for their expression at this point in time. So essentially, the Leo is either satisfied with their expression or they're unsatisfied with their expression at this point in time. So it's either you're actually getting out what you want to get out and people is hearing you, Leo, and they appreciating you, and saying that you're unappreciated and you're unsatisfied with whatever you're expressing at this point in time. So essentially, as long as you're getting your message out and your message is being spread, that's really what counts and things like that for a Leo rising this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you're unsatisfied with your expression or you're satisfied with your expression and things like that. And Leo's morality is getting themselves out there and things like that. It's like that's their way of traveling mentally. It's like, oh, am I actually shining and things like that? Like it's just how the Leo work. It's not like they think about this all the time, but by them being who they are, they automatically have this far out nature of expressing oneself and things like that. So it's either like the Leo's the individual that they're not, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time, and you're satisfied with your individuality or you're unsatisfied and things like that. And like based on it being fire, you know what I'm saying, being the first house being Leo and then the fifth house being Sagittarius and having that moon in Sagittarius right now, it's like all about that vision, you know what I'm saying, that vision that the Sagittarius has. And vision and individuality isn't exactly the same thing, but everybody got their own individual vision, if that makes sense. But yeah, okay, moving forward. The Cancer rising is having the sixth house, being a Sagittarius, so it's in conjunction a misunderstanding. So that the Cancer may misunderstand what to be far out about, or the knowledge and wisdom that they're expressing, and why it isn't actually on a routine and pattern that people want to hear them, and why they don't actually feel consistently upon their faith and things like that. So it's either the Cancer at this point in time is satisfied with their morality and their routine and pattern, or they're unsatisfied with their morality and their routine and pattern. Another way to look at it is they're satisfied with their health. They're unsatisfied with the way that they go about their health and things like that. And that's what the full moon can expose for the Cancer right now, based on being a Sagittarius. And with the full moon being in the seventh house for Gemini, we have the Sagittarius in that seventh house, so it's the opposition or add on. I'm saying so you can either add on or oppose. It's what you got going on to what you're relating to. So at this point in time in Gemini's relationship, either you're satisfied or you're unsatisfied with what you're relating to. So essentially, you need to either shed that relationship or actually add on to that relationship and to find out what is actually necessary to be satisfied. So essentially, if there's nothing else to add on, you're doing all you can and you're still unsatisfied, you most likely need to shed that at this point in time during this next 2 weeks. Or if you're fully satisfied, then you can see, oh, okay, during this next 2 weeks, what is actually something that we can shed, but also we need to find what we can also add on and whenever we have this new moon in Gemini and things like that. And that's what the opposition can help out for the Gemini rising. And moving forward, the Taurus rising is having the eighth house in Sagittarius. So it's the other side of the trine. So it's the other misunderstanding and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So they're having this transformation at this point in time. Either they're satisfied with what they've transformed and their way of being far out in their transformation, or their way of their morality and the way that they keep their secrets and things like that, or they're unsatisfied and they've kind of let everything, all the cats out the bag, essentially. So the Taurus is either satisfied or unsatisfied with what they have secrets and things like that, and the secrets that they've accumulated, or the way that they've rebirthed from those behind the scenes things and things like that, and actually now bring them secrets to the forefront and have that internal passion be brought out and things like that. It's either you're satisfied or unsatisfied with that aspect. So it's either for the Taurus, they need to rectify their internal passion and be more comfortable with it, essentially, or they're finding a way to, saying, add on to that satisfaction that they have already. I'm saying, based on, okay, what can I transform to make this even better, and things like that. So essentially, it's that far out aspect in the transformation of the eighth house. So it's like, kind of, that's why I have that misunderstanding. It's like, dang, it could be this, but it could also be this. But whenever you plan something, you also have the other side of the plan. You know what I'm saying? And things don't always go as you plan, and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Moving forward, the Aries rising is having the ninth house in Sagittarius, and the full moon in the ninth house is full accumulation or satisfaction in the morality, their faith, their knowledge, wisdom, and experience. And they're also creating the opportunity. So the Aries rising is creating an opportunity with their morality and things like that to actually be satisfied with the faith, or they're creating an opportunity to believe in things like that, or for others to believe in things of that nature. So keep that in mind at this point in time. You have a lot to do with others' faith and your own as well. So with the Aries rising at this point in time, you have this opportunity, I'm saying, that they're creating in your morality, but also keep in mind you have the sextiles of the Gemini during this season and things of that nature. So you're also able to see the opportunity in the conversation, or the characters in the conversation, or the characters in this aspect. Aries is real good at that. Based on them being an individual, they also see others' individual characters that are going to play out within the circumstance. So essentially, the Aries is satisfied with their wisdom, or they're unsatisfied with their wisdom, and things like that. So I would pretty much, the advice I would give to the Aries is slow it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you're unsatisfied with how you're looked at, or your own wisdom, and how you look at your own, slow it down a bit. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to actually see things through, and see the other side of things. So you'll be able to see, okay, where should I have been, or what knowledge and wisdom should I have accumulated, or am I actually in the right moral system, and things like that. Does it actually make logical sense? And moving forward, the Pisces rising is having the square based on the 10th house in Sagittarius. So they're having a learning process for their status and things like that. So essentially, the Pisces has to learn the way that they're satisfied with their status. Either they need to find what to shed and wane, you know I'm saying, wane from in their status to actually have it be more beneficial at this point in time, or they're satisfied with their status at this point in time. And they're learning that the way that they're actually far out is actually beneficial and things of that nature. So it's either the way that you're far out in the 10th house and your status and way of being, that kind of like believe, like that delusional individual. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what the Pisces deals with. Your delusional status, you know what I'm saying? It's either you're learning how it's beneficial, or you're learning how it's non beneficial. You need to find how you can actually benefit from this status and things like that. And that's what you're learning from right now. And Aquarius rising is having the sextile. So it's being able to see the opportunity in the full moon, you know what I'm saying, based on their association. They're able to see, okay, based on the people that I'm around and their way of being far out, is it actually benefiting me based on being around these individuals and being in these public spaces and things like that. So it's either you're satisfied with the public spaces that you're in, or you're unsatisfied with the public spaces that you're in. You're able to see the opportunity of what to shed, or actually what to continue to add on to, and things like that near the next 2 weeks. And based on it being a full moon and a waning process, you want to add on whenever that Gemini new moon comes around, you're saying, and things like that. So keep in mind, this is all going to accumulate based on that Sagittarius house. So it's going to go all the way around to the 5th house. Whenever the moon hits the 5th house for you, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to see, okay, are these associates people that I actually want to express myself with? Do I actually want to be in my childlike expression around these individuals and things like that? Just keep that in mind. And last but not least, the Capricorn rising is having the 12th house of Sagittarius. So it's all about the dreams, illusions, and nightmares, and the endings at this point in time. So the Capricorn is either satisfied with something ending, or they're unsatisfied with something ending. Or they're satisfied with the dream that they're accumulating, or they're unsatisfied with the dream that they're accumulating. So essentially, it's like you have to change your vision, or change the way that you see things if you're unsatisfied. Or if you're satisfied, see what needs to be shedded to actually dream more free and things like that. And it's kind of difficult for this Capricorn to dream free and things like that based on them being an earth sign. But tap into that Sagittarius energy, tap into that belief that you have in oneself and see, okay, what is something that is even more grandiose that I could accumulate, things of that nature. So that whenever that new moon in Gemini comes around after this next 2 weeks and you're satisfied with what you got going on, you got to shed just like a couple of things to actually dream free. Now you can actually have this ideology be accumulated based on this sixth house, if I'm not mistaken. Capricorn has the Gemini in the sixth house, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I got the fifth house in Taurus. Yeah. So, with that being said, you want to have this dream, illusion, and nightmare actually be something that you want to put on your routine and pattern based on whenever the new moon accumulates and things like that. Or you want to shed whatever's holding you back and things like that. So yeah, essentially for the full moon of Sagittarius, it's all about the morality, knowledge, wisdom, and experience. Whatever area of life you have that accumulating, you have this full accumulation in that area of life, and it's either you're satisfied or unsatisfied in that area of life, and how to rectify that area of life is tapping into the spotlight and things like that, and seeing how the sun is working with the moon alignments as it goes through the waning process and things like that. And that's what the moon is all about and things of that nature. So I stay pretty consistent on the moon videos, but I also have videos on Mercury. I also have videos on the houses in general. You know what I'm saying? You could tap into my playlist, and if you wanted a reading and things like that, go in the description. My email's in the description and things like that. Go ahead and send me an email if you have any questions, questions about a reading, or any questions in general, like I say. But yeah, like I say, leave your house that you have Sagittarius in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And based on the comments, you know what I'm saying, same kind of concept. Let me know your rising sign and what house you have Sagittarius in and things like that. Because maybe you got cusping houses and maybe you got misplaced houses, things like that. So just based on you saying I'm a this, that rising, I'm saying I may not comprehend exactly where you got this participating. Oh, I'm grateful for you, Air Filter. My fault. I apologize for butchering your name. But yeah, I'm grateful for y'all viewing and things like that. No matter who you is, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for you taking the time because you could have been anywhere, but you spent the time to be here with me. You know what I'm saying? So I salute that. No matter who you is, you know what I'm saying? Much love and holla back. Sag in the fourth house and Leo rising. Oh, okay, word. So yeah, we broke it down a little bit earlier, you know what I'm saying? But based on you having Sag in the fourth house, and so you saying, so you're a Leo rising, right? So you have that maybe a different degree of Sagittarius and things like that. So it's in a misplaced house, like I just mentioned, right? So you have it in the fourth house is all about the privacy, your home, and also things close to your heart. So essentially, you're satisfied with your home life and things close to your heart at this point in time, or you're unsatisfied with things close to your heart. So if you're satisfied, you need to see, okay, what can I shed to actually continue to bring myself closer to my heart's desire, or my family, or things close to my private, you know what I'm saying, close to me and private to me and things like that. Or if you're unsatisfied, you need to see, okay, what is going on in the home that I need to rectify to actually have my heart chakra be operating properly and me to actually feel comfortable based on the fourth house being where the Cancer is derived. So essentially, it's all about your comfortability at this point in time. So are you comfortable in your home and things like that? So yeah, keep in mind that the Sagittarius in the fourth house is a misunderstanding, you know what I'm saying? Because Sagittarius is birthed out of the ninth house. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the fourth house right now, right? So this has that little bit of a misunderstanding, but it's also double Jupiterian. So it's all about wisdom and knowledge as well. So have faith in your home and things like that. Have faith in your private life that it will be rectified if it's unsatisfactory and things like that. But if you are satisfied, keep in mind that you continuing to have the faith and having the belief about oneself. I'm saying it'll bring you to that higher octave. So yeah, like I say, much love and holla back. I salute all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And stay safe or stay dangerous, whatever's necessary at this point in time. But you know what I'm saying? Stay indoors whenever the sun go down. It's the full moon, you feel me? Got the werewolves out, you dig?